What's going on, everybody? Well, it's pouring down rain here in North Carolina. I don't know what it's doing where all y'all are at, but it's nasty here. But I appreciate y'all watching the last couple videos on this series. The last one I posted was the RX5 versus the Matthews V3. And I got a little bit of heat on that video about guys wanting to know why would I compare a carbon bow, which is retailed I think at like $1,600, to an aluminum bow that retails I think at $1,095. Let me kind of clarify why I did that. So the RX5 is the top of the line flagship bow for HOYT this year, and the V3 is the top of the line flagship bow for Matthews. That's why I compared those two together. Now, with that being said, I understand the point of the guys saying, well, why not compare the V3 to the Ventum 30? So what I'm going to do this morning, since I hadn't shot the Ventum 30 in the last section of videos, I couldn't compare it to anything. I'm going to actually shoot that bow this morning. I'm actually pretty excited to shoot that bow. I've heard some really good things about it. I'm going to keep an open mind, but in the past I've liked the carbon bows better. So we'll see if that continues to be the case this year with the Ventum 30. So before we jump into this video, I want to talk about something I'm excited about, and that's a giveaway. This is going to be the first giveaway on my channel. I'm pumped about it. I hope it works out the way I think it's going to. And with turkey season around the bend, what I'm going to give away is something that pertains to any of you guys out there that's bow hunting turkeys. So watch to the end of the video. We'll talk about some of the specifics to the giveaway and how you can be entered to win. All right, guys, so we got the new Ventum 30. I'm pumped to bring this bow to y'all and show y'all what I like and dislike about it. This is HOYT's top of the line aluminum flagship bow for this year. You got the Ventum 30, and then you also have the Ventum 33, but today we're going to talk specifically on the Ventum 30. So this one's going to be 30 inches axle to axle, 6 1/8 inch brace height, and it's going to come in at about 4.6 pounds. It's rocking their new HBX Cam System, which is actually HOYT's first iteration of a binary cam system. And what's cool about this is they actually did away with the yoke system here. And I say it's cool because it's just something new that HOYT's done for this year. But with that being said, I'm interested to see how many issues we run into in tuning these bows. Because in the past we've used the yokes to tune the HOYTs. And it's helped from having to move your wrist around trying to get that dialed in just purely with your wrist. But one option that I know is you can shim the cams back and forth, and I think that's how we're going to wind up having to adjust these bows and tune these bows to broadheads. But we'll see how that does. But anyway, it's the new HBX cam system. Like I said, it's binary cam system. Another cool thing about these cams is they have an adjustment on them to adjust the let off from 80 to 85%, whichever way you want to go. If you're guys like me that go out west, you're required to shoot 80% or less let off in several states, Colorado being one of them. So when I order my bows now, I order them straight up with 80% let off. Now this is nice because if I ordered one of these, I have the option to shoot either one without having to buy a new set of mods. So this bow is going to be available from 30 pounds to 80 pounds in a 10-pound increment set. So like this is a 60 to 70. Most of the time they'll max out a little bit heavier than what they're rated at. And it's adjustable from 25 inches to 30 inches on the draw. So if you're a guy that has a longer than 30-inch draw, this bow may not be for you. All right, so with all that being said, a couple new features you got on the HOYTs are the integrated sight mount. which I think there's 2 brands that accommodate mounting to that bracket there, and I think that's Excel and Fuse. Now this bracket can be taken off, and that's what we're seeing most guys doing, is taking it off, but it is a nice feature to have. They've also still got the integrated rest mount that works with the QAD integrate. And another thing for this year is Hoyt's got the little shortstop stabilizer. It's the same thing they've got on their RX5. You can take that off, put your own stabilizer there, or you can choose to use it and adjust your weights on that. I think if I bought one, I'd probably take it off and use my stabilizer in that stabilizer hole. But that's a nice feature. Another thing is they have the 2, so you got a hole, this hole here is for your quiver, this hole here is for another stabilizer bracket, which you could use for a back bar. So that's a cool feature. It allows you to get your back bar down low, and in theory you shouldn't have to use as much weight. So the Ventum 30, I'm pumped to shoot this thing. Let's take it to the back. I'll do a full review on it, and I'll tell you what I think. All right guys, so with all my videos, 27-inch draw, 70 pounds, this one's sitting at like 70.5, and I'm shooting a 440 grain Easton Axis match grade. That's what I shoot in all my videos, it's what I shoot when I hunt, so that's what I'm gonna continue to shoot when I do my reviews, because that's what I'm shooting these bows with if I buy them. So, with that being said, let's shoot the new bow. Draw cycle is pretty dang smooth. Really, I mean, it's going to feel very similar to the RX5 if you shot that. Ooh. I like it. Let's shoot another one. I really think this bow has less hand shock than the RX5, which I'm actually surprised. In the past, the aluminum bows that I've shot have all had more hand shock in them than the carbons. The draw cycle is very smooth. And one thing I like about this new binary cam system is the back wall is phenomenal. Let's check and see what the valley's like. Ooh. Thing's got a good valley. Now, one thing to keep in mind if you are an 80% guy or somebody that has to shoot 80%, it's not going to be quite the valley as it is on 85, but right there is where it humps over. That's a good shooting bow. I actually think I like this bow better than the RX5. To be honest with you. I know it is a little bit heavier, you know, 4.4 pounds in the RX5 versus 4.6 pounds in the Ventum 30. But I really don't think that matters to me. It may matter to you, and that's fine. But one thing with the carbon, it's very durable, and when it's really cold outside, it's not as cold to the touch as aluminum is. Now, whether that makes a difference to you, that's something you'll have to decide. For me, it's not a deciding factor, but after shooting carbon bows for the last couple of years, it is very nice when it's super cold and you grab up a hold of that bow and go to shoot. Because I can shoot with gloves on. I don't really like to that much, but if I do shoot with gloves on, it's just my thin First Light gloves, my little fingerless gloves that I have. They don't seem to bother me too much, and that really takes away from whether the carbon or the aluminum is really going to make a difference to me. I like the grip. I didn't like the adjustable grip that Hoyt had on their top of the line bows last year, but I really like the grip they've got on them this year. I like the way it feels. Most of the time when I shoot a Hoyt, I take the grip off. I think if I were to shoot this one, I may actually leave it on. But the bow feels pretty good. Now, I want to check something that I did on the RX5. and what I kind of complained about. So the RX5 was very top heavy once you took this little shortstop stabilizer off. The Ventum 30 is not. That thing just sits there. That's what I wish they would have done with the RX5. I wish you were able to take this little stabilizer off and choose to shoot it or not shoot it, and your bow still be pretty well balanced in your hand. But this bow is very balanced. So let's shoot this thing through the chrono a few times. I'll give you some speeds that I'm getting out of it, and we'll go from there. Sound new from 261. 268. 269. So 269 and 268 with the 440 grain arrow. That's pretty consistent. Actually, I think it's identical to what I got with the RX5. So that shows you there that the RX5 and the Ventum 30 are almost identical bows, with exception to the carbon riser, because I want to say I averaged 268 or 269 with the RX5. That's the same thing that I just got with this new Ventum 30, so pretty comparable there. But one thing I'm telling you, I'm very surprised this year with Hoyt, because like I said in the past, I have really liked their carbon bows better. Matter of fact, I know I like this Ventum 30 better than the RX5. Now, with that being said, it's completely personal. Don't take that, don't take that to the bank. You need to come up here and shoot these bows for yourself. But in the past, I have said that the price difference between the Ventum or between the aluminum and carbon is justifiable. This year, I would be hard pressed to spend the extra money from the Ventum 30 to the RX5. I like both bows. Both bows are phenomenal, and it's completely up to you. But I think if I buy a Hoyt this year, it's probably going to be either this Ventum 30 or the Ventum 33. I haven't shot that Ventum 33 yet, so I can't say, but I'm really liking this Ventum 30 so far. So let me talk about what I liked and what I disliked about the bow. I really like the draw cycle. It's smooth. It doesn't really have that hard lope over. The back wall is phenomenal. It's the best back wall I've ever shot for a Hoyt. This one and the RX5 both exactly the same on the back wall, but just this new HBX Cam System, I'm very impressed. I'm still interested to see how the tuning process is going to go now that they don't have the yoke system that they have in the past. But I do like this cam system so far. The shot is phenomenal. One thing that I'm very impressed with on this bow is there is absolutely no hand shock in this bow. And I'm extremely surprised, because I really think this has less hand shock than the RX5 that I shot. Which is, to me, just blows my mind. Normally the carbon bow is much less hand shock, but Hoyt did a fine job on this bow. Whatever they did that made the hand shock change between last year's bow and this year's aluminum, they did a really good job. So I like that. I like the fact that you can take the shortstop stabilizer off and the bow still be balanced in the hand. That's something that I really like on this bow over the RX5. I like the grip. I really don't think there's anything that I particularly dislike about this bow. I mean, I like the way it feels. It doesn't feel super heavy. I think Hoyt put a lot of time and effort into revamping these bows for 2021. Yeah, I mean, I'm really trying to find something that I dislike. I'm actually very impressed. Like I said, I've got the V3 on order, but I don't know. After shooting this bow a couple times, I don't know. I might be getting a Hoyt too and really compare the two out at distance and see which one I stick with. I still love the way the V3 feels. It's super quiet. This bow's not quite as quiet as the V3, but it's very close. It's not quite as dead in the hand as the V3. The V3 is just next level dead in the hand, and I really like that about that bow. Both this bow and the RX5 hold similarly, but I really think I like the way, maybe the little bit of extra weight, I don't know, but this bow holds very nice, especially for a 30-inch axle-to-axle bow. All right, so hopefully that kind of informed you on some things you're wanting to know about the new Ventum 30. I'm really impressed with this bow. I think it's definitely a bow you should come up here and shoot for yourself. I appreciate you watching my videos so far and supporting my channel. Before we go, let me talk about the giveaway. So, with turkey season right around the corner, and me wanting to do my first giveaway on the channel, I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to give away. And I think I'm going to give away a pack of broadheads. And the reason for that is, you know, if you're out there bow hunting turkeys, you're going to need some broadheads. Now, I was going to give away a specific pack of broadheads, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the giveaway. I'm going to leave it open to whatever broadheads Grafton Archery has in stock. And then if you were selected for the drawing, you choose which broadheads you want out of what they've got. I'll send you an email and we'll talk about what pack you want. So that being said, we're going to give away a pack of broadheads in 4 weeks after this video posts. And what we're going to do is in order to enter into the drawing, all you've got to do is comment on this video. If you comment on this video, you're entered for the drawing. Maybe we'll do something different next time, but for the first drawing, we're going to try that. We'll wait 4 weeks after this video is posted. That gives everybody plenty of time to leave a comment down below, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully you're the lucky one that gets drawn for a free pack of broadheads. So I appreciate you watching the videos. Definitely come up and check these bows out. Give these guys a call at 704-855-1300. If you got any other questions about these bows that I can't answer, please continue to comment, like, and subscribe, and continue to support my channel. So I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Remember to live your life to the fullest and use your passions to bless others. We'll catch you on the next one.